Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Jimmy Foosball here, bringing you the HFL 2024 Week 1 recap. Our first week in the HFL has come to a close, and we have a lot to talk about. Before we get started, I have a feeling this is going to be one of my longer videos, as I took a lot of notes this week. I'm not sure the format is going to stay the same throughout the rest of the year, but we'll see how this goes. I know there's also a AI thing that the ESPN app does. They're trying to take my job, folks, but we're not going to let that happen. I might incorporate some of that AI stuff in the future episodes. I'm not sure yet. Before we get started, let's go quickly over our HFL Fantasy Player of the Week. I have selected Saquon Barkley. No surprise. He absolutely popped off this week. We're going to talk about his stat line and his team later on. Our HFL Kicker of the Week is Brandon Aubrey. Kickers are here to stay, and their point system has changed this year. They now get 0.1 points for each yard that they kick successfully. And our defense of the week is the Chicago Bears. I picked these three players as they are all rostered on an HFL team. There might be somebody who had a better performance or a team that had a better performance, but all three of these are on HFL teams, so I wanted to include them and highlight them. Now, without further ado, let's go into our first matchup of the 2024 season, folks. We have Tyler Ass, aka Kamish, versus Hairline Avengers, aka Gabriel Vivi. Tyler Ass, his top performers are Jerome Ford, 15.9 points, Kyron Williams with 12.9 points, and Jason Sanders with 9.9 points. For the Hairline Avengers, his top performers include Ramondre Stevenson with 21.1 points, the Minnesota defense with 21 points, and Matthew Stafford with 15.68 points. Gabe gets the victory, 137.88 to Tyler Ass's 78.46. I say that number 78.46 again because that is our duck of the week, folks. Mr. Tyler Ass drops the first duck of the 2024 season. Going through his roster, we have Joe Burrow dropping 8.06 points. He lost to New England. That is nuts. Kyron Williams on Sunday Night Football with 50 yards and a touchdown. He drops 12.9 points. Raheem Mostert gets banged up, only drops 2.9 points. Jamar Chase, 6 receptions, 62 yards, 9.2 points. DJ Moore, 7.5 points. Trey McBride, 5.5 points. Amari Cooper, 2.6 points. Jerome Ford, 15.9 points. Cleveland defense, 4 points. And Jason Sanders, 9.9 points. Congratulations to our first Duck of the Year, Mr. Tyler Ass. And our second matchup of week 1 is Just My, aka Team Cleary, versus I'm on a Boat, aka current champ Stephen Lombardi. I'm on a Boat was formerly F It I'm on One. Just My's top performers: Brian Robinson, 16.4 points. He had 40 rushing yards, 3 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown. Is Jaden Daniels a vulture? Is he going to be a problem for Brian Robinson? Cleary called the vulturing and unluckiness that he would be receiving in week 1. Here's a little video to show you Cleary's reaction to Brian Robinson Jr. getting robbed.
Oh, no, reviewed like the last one. He stopped. So relax. No, confirm. Yeah, we know. I already knew it. Get him out because he's tired. Bring in Austin Eck. No, don't even bring in Austin Eck. It's a Jaden Daniels touchdown.
No, it ain't.
Big move! You shut the fuck up, elbow down. I knew it. What the good? Why? This is why my team is called Just Mine, because I know what happens.
He also has New Orleans defense They put up 16 points, 2 INTs, 1 fumble, 4 sacks, only 10 points allowed. The Panthers were absolutely garbaggio. And his last top performer, Rashee Rice, played Thursday night, 7 receptions, 103 yards. Is he the wide receiver one in KC? We will find out. Maybe he is for now, while Marquise Brown is out, but we'll see. For I'm on a boat, AR-15 with 26.08 points, Mike Evans with 20.6, and Isaiah Pacheco with 14.8. Mike Evans doing what he does best, 5 receptions, 61 yards, 2 tutties. The touchdowns look way too easy. Cleary was bitching all day, asking about how he dropped in the draft. And Isaiah Pacheco had 45 yards, 2 receptions, 33 yards, and a touchdown. Lombardi did not put in a kicker. His kicker would have played on Monday night. He did not play him as he already had the dub secured by then. Oh, yeah, I didn't say it, but Lombardi did take the W in this matchup. And our third matchup to go over is between Mr. Miami Joe, last place last year, and Revenge of the Fink. In this game, Fink puts up 152.86, secures the dub over 108.26. Mr. Miami, AJ Brown, 21.4 points, 5 receptions, 119 yards, and a touchdown. Nice performance from him. Aaron Jones, 17.9 points on 94 rushing yards, 2 receptions, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Debo played Monday night against the Jets. He had 16.2 points on 5 receptions, 54 yards, 8 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown for Debo. Revenge of the Fink top performers, we discussed him earlier as our fantasy player of the week. Mr. Saquon Barkley dropped 33.2 points and a crazy stat line week 1 on his new team, the Eagles. 109 rushing yards, 2 receptions, 23 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Fink was getting hated on for drafting Barkley, and he got the last laugh at the end of week 1. His second top performer was another player who was scrutinized, Mr. Joe Mixon. He dropped 26.3 points on 159 yards, 3 receptions for 19 yards and a touchdown. And the Dallas defense, 19 points. They got a touchdown, 2 interceptions. They absolutely destroyed the Browns as Deshaun Watson is absolutely garbage, washed, nasty, trash. Notable for Fink, though, is Puka Nacua does leave with an injury. I believe they put him on IR, so he will be gone for at least 4 weeks. We will see how Fink manages that moving forward. Our fourth matchup is the game of the week between the manager David and Sosa Jeff Zach. This game was pretty low scoring, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a nail-biting banger. Zach squeaks out the dub here, 89.62 points versus David's 89.16 points. Going through the matchups, the manager's top performers, CJ Stroud, 18.66 points, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson, 13.6 points. He had 68 rushing yards, 5 receptions for 43 yards. And Zach Moss with 13.1 points on 44 yards, 2 receptions, 17 yards, and a touchdown. And Sosa Jefferson's top performers include Lamar Jackson with 23.12 points. He threw for 273 yards. He also had 16 carries and 122 yards to add on to his stat line, although he did have 1 fumble and 1 touchdown. Also, Devon Achane with 19.5 points. He had 24 rushing yards, 7 receptions for 76 yards, and a touchdown. Wild stat line for a RB, although he does leave injured. And the third top performer, CeeDee Lamb, 11.1 points on 5 receptions, 61 yards, 3 carries for 25 yards. Going into Monday Night Football, Zach needed Brandon Ayuk to drop 3.34 points, and Brandon Ayuk dropped 3.8 points to secure the lead for Zach. The catch to do it, the second reception was with like 12 minutes left in the fourth or something like that. So very close matchup between those two table 2 members. If you know, you know. Our fifth matchup we're going to go over is Squidward Tortellini JP versus Intimidation Infinite XX Frank. In this matchup, Tortellini obliterates Frank with 156 points to 99.28 points. Squidward Tortellini is, in fact, our team of the week. We're going to go through his whole lineup in just a moment. For Intimidation Infinite, his top performers, Josh Allen, 31.18 points. He had 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries for 39 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Brandon Aubrey, our kicker of the week, with 22.3 points. He was 4 for 4 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points, and he had 250-plus yard field goals. And his last top performer, Jonathan Taylor, with 10.8 points. He had 48 yards and a touchdown. Now, our team of the week, Squidward Tortellini. His lineup includes Jordan Love, who left the game injured in the last 6 seconds, unfortunately. He put up 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for 16.4 points in Brazil. Kenneth Walker III, also a little banged up. He dropped 103 yards and a touchdown for 18.9 points. James Conner, 50 yards and a touchdown, 17.8 points. Tyreek Hill does the handcuff Selly. He gets 7 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown, 23.5 points. It looks like damn near everybody on this man's team got at least 1 touchdown. This is insane. Cole Kmet drops a stinky, though. 1 reception, 4 yards for 0.9 points. Devontae Adams in the flex, 5 receptions for 59 yards. David Montgomery, 91 yards and a touchdown for 15.8 points. He absolutely takes over for the Lions in overtime. Seattle defense with 2 picks, a fumble, and 16 points allowed for 11 points. And Cameron Dicker the kicker. I'm not going to lie, I can't see the point total on the screenshot, but it was enough to seal him the dub. Congratulations, Squidward Tortellini JP, on our first team of the week with 156 points. Great performance. And our final matchup to go over this week is between Brees Company, Mike, and Fratty Jones, JD. In this matchup, Brees Company secures the dub with 146.14 points to Fratty Jones is 103.52 points. We were expecting to see Christian McCaffrey, and unfortunately, he did not play. Very unfortunate for JD. He does end up picking up check very last minute, and he drops 5 points, which is better than, some other players. For Brees Company, the top performers are Cooper Kupp, 14 receptions, which ties his career high for 110 yards and a touchdown. The Chicago defense, which was our defense of the week, they put up 26 points, matching Cooper Kupp actually. They had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, a fumble recovery, 17 points allowed, 26 points for our top defense of the week, or the HFL defense of the week. Chris Godwin, 18.3 points, 8 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Baker was working some magic on the absolute bums known as the Washington Commanders defense. And for Fratty Jones, his top performers include Xavier Worthy, 19.8 points, 2 receptions, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just looked crazy fast, didn't have that much involvement, but when he was involved, he looked pretty good. Second top performer, Alvin Kamara, with 19.5 points, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Final top performer for Fratty was Jalen Hurts, 16.42 points, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. And that just about concludes our Week 1 2024 recap. I want to thank you guys for watching another video. My name is Jimmy Foosball. I don't believe I said it at the beginning, but I'm saying it now. Take notes. I run this shit. Fuck the AI. I think this was a pretty cool recap. I don't know if this is going to be the format moving forward, but that's going to conclude our week 1 recap. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you guys next week, maybe sooner. We'll see what happens. Peace.